So as part of the preparation for the landscaping, we were going to be excavating quite a bit of the top lawn. We also needed to re-turf some of the lower gardens, so I decided to hire a turf cutter in the aim that we could transplant some of the top lawn down to the bottom. So I marked out just with some spray paint and cleared up the lawn, removed any kind of sticks and stones, and then it was a case of learning how to get to grips with this turf cutter. So the first hurdle was getting it started. I just couldn't get it started. I tried everything. I tried the choke, without the choke, checked the fuel, just nothing seemed to be, it was not even ticking over at all. I was checking the fuel again and convinced myself that the whole thing must be flooded. So took the spark plug out, kept on trying, and still nothing. And then looked over and found the on-off switch. And that was the answer. So after not the best start to the weekend, it was time to get cutting. You basically lower down this blade and it oscillates back and forth, chiseling up the turf from underneath. And it takes a while to get to grips with the traction and how deep you need to go, and of course if you've got an uneven lawn to start with, it's a little bit more tricky. But I soon got to grips with how best to use it, and it cuts fairly narrow strips but plenty usable, and you can roll them up and we carry them down to the bottom. We struggled with getting traction on the wheels, so had to kind of put as much weight down as needed. I then cut the strips of turf mid-length to roll them up into more manageable rolls, and they're a bit narrower than what you'd get at the garden centre or in a shop, but they're still quite manageable to move around, and when they roll out they should be fine. I probably wasted around 25-30% of the grass by cutting too shallow, too deep, scuffing it up or ripping through it. So here's some of the spare topsoil after we excavated, and I've already started. It's about a week it rolled up, so it's a little bit yellow, but I just roughly raked out the topsoil. This isn't a bowling green, so I wasn't too precious about it. Just took out any of the lumps and bumps and kind of graded it out with a bit of 2x6, and then it was a case of rolling out. And the nice thing is this grass has just as many weeds and bits of moss in it as the surrounding grass, so it blends in really well. If we were to buy some new stuff from the shop, from a nurseries or garden centre, then it would stand out like a sore thumb because it'd be bright green and weed free. And I use an old handsaw just to neaten up the ends, because some of them are quite rough from where I've torn it up with the turf cutter. I need to get some lawn feed down on it, but here's the look, and after a few weeks more it should be ready for action and ready for the summer.